a 4th Street Software Excel-based helper. This is a overview of the field sheet, the field worksheet of the helper. Depending on your resolution of your monitor and other factors, you may or may not be able to get the full field sheet in view. At minimum, you should try and get from the defensive area, blue line here and above, into view. The offensive area down here is not critical. Now we'll zoom in and take some close-up looks at what's all on this field sheet of the helper, give you an overview of what's available. We'll start up at the upper left-hand corner. Up here are some macro buttons. Top up here is the reset the time. Most of these you won't need to do very often, if at all. Reset first in 10, reset the ball in the 20, reset the ball in the 40, reset the ball in the 3. This macro here will take you to the special teams page or sheet if need be. Let's go back. Okay, and one more macro up here is reset ball on or to go, when the code can't figure out the appropriate situation for where the ball is and the down to go, etc. Now this information here, LOT A6, is the offensive player that's in a matchup. Left offensive tackle, his A rating, and his rating is a 6. In this case, the 70 Colts are on offense, so it's the 70 Colts, left offensive tackle with his A6 rating. This none here indicated that there was no defensive player in the matchup area, and since it's a run play, it would have needed his A rating, and since there is nobody there, that rating is going to be 0. This is self-explanatory. It's first down, 10 yards to go for the first. The ball is on the Colts' own 20. It's the first quarter, and there's 15 minutes left in the quarter. Now, on occasion, there'll be more than one defensive player in a matchup. In this case, it was termed normal because there was no stack or a second player. This CZF rating of none is a crunch zone factor. Some teams, the college teams that I designed, have a crunch zone factor that will change ratings when inside the 10-yard line, but the pro teams that Brian publishes don't have such a rating. Let's hit the F9 key and see if we can get some different matchups. See if we can get some stacks. There's a stack. Okay, so the middle linebacker and the strong safety were going to stack, both using their A ratings. The middle linebacker's A was a 3 and the strong safety's was a 1. This toggle bar can change the down if need be, but the macros generally will do that. This toggle bar, this button over here, INC, is if you want to, on the play log, register an incomplete. Going over to the play log, it would change a play and indicate that the pass was incomplete. These buttons, because this is just a helper and not the full-blown game, you need these buttons to move the ball. When you look up on the player cards the result of the play, so if there was a 1-yard gain, you push that button for gain of 1. You notice down here, the line of scrimmage picture moved. Let's move it back 1. Therefore, it moved back 1. There was a 5-yard gain. Picture moved up 5. Let's get back. Spanning across the middle of the top of the field sheet, we have the dice rolled. These are dice lookup on a separate sheet. This is the 20-sided die in black. A 16 was rolled. This is the 12-sided die in red. This is the 10-sided die in white. And then I've coded the macros to color the offensive team's default colors for the two 6-sided die. So in this case it was a 6 that was rolled, but we're going to use the Colts colors of blue. Now this 1 is the result of the offensive players' ratings less all the defensive players' ratings. So we have 6 minus 3 is 3 minus 1 is 1. But if there's crunch zone factors going on, that could change. In this case there's a stack. The bonus for stacking is another 1, so we had 6 minus 3 minus 1 minus the stack bonus of 1. That's where the 1 came from. This little field here in red showing you whether the play from the play card on the D20 roll was inbounds or out of bounds, and it'll affect the timing of the macro. These are default of who's on offense and who's on defense. So here it says defense, 70 Cowboys. Here it says offense, 70 Colts. Across the scoreboard, quarter 1 is lit up with the scoring so far in quarter 1. All the rest of the quarters haven't occurred yet, so they're blacked out, and then the total score is kept in yellow. There's a timeout button if you need to take a timeout. Change the 3 default timeouts, or also it can be just done manually with these little toggle bars. It's a huddle indicator indicating to you whether normal, speed, or hurry up offense or slow down offense is being taken. This 15 minutes here is an indicator to the macros of what the previous time on the clock was before the macro that ran the play was fired. Now everything else was periphery information, but this is the important information of the blacked out scoreboard area. And the bright green is the matchup winners. In this case, the halfback won, what his name was on the Colts. And the rating that's to be used for the winning matchup player. And in purple is the 2d6 added together to look up on the winning player's card. The yellow 3 in this case is a d10 to be used if you need variable yardage, and the lavender 3 is a variable yardage for the result codes that I've created for the college teams. In this case the 99 result codes, which will vary the yardage off of offensive player cards. Those 99 codes are essentially the same yardage as the 90 result code, where you roll 1d10 from 0 to 9. This changes that somewhat so that you get the same average but a different distribution. Now, how you fire off the code is with the picture here of the center for the hike. Now in this case, we've got a button here telling us which offensive play we're going to run. There's only 2 default formations so far, pro set and shotgun, that I've created. If we click on the button for the offensive play, right now we see that play number 2 in the pro set is the halfback dive. The Cowboys are using defensive formation, a 4-3. And the AI chose, based on down, distance, score, various things, defensive play H, which in this case is a wild card pass play. Let's click on the offensive play to see if what options there were. We'll get that from YouTube video number 2 due to the 10-minute limit.